Shalom, Yashrala. This is your brother Dawada from GMS St. Petersburg, Florida, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rachah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. All right, I want to touch briefly on this here topic. I keep seeing this over and over again on the news. Talking about this here, what they call, I guess, the campfire. I guess they got different names for these fires, but nevertheless, we can, I got my own, speculation of what's going on with these here fires over there. Which is touching on other things. Long story short. They cleansing all that land over there for what I forgot what agenda number it was. Agenda like 2020 or some shit like that. But nevertheless, with the smart cities and eco-friendly grid and stuff like that, you look at certain maps and they show you where they want to empty out all that land at. You know what I'm saying, with certain things, and you look at the fire burning paths, and if you know about DEW weapons or directed energy weapons. You know what I'm saying? You can put two and two together and see exactly what what Esau is over there doing. But nevertheless, not taken from, the prophecies at hand and the spirit working, the Lord showing us these signs. I found it kind of ironic and spiritual how they named this place. This place that they talking about here, the one that they keep showing in the news, like I said, there's plenty of California fires, wildfires, that's, the same type of shit going on all over California. But right now, they're, the Lord is having them pushing this here story over here, as far as symbolism to the elect, showing us certain things, spiritually, not spiritually, ironically, that they call this place, paradise, paradise out there in California, that's the place that's burning up. That's one of the places burning up that they out here showcasing, this place called Paradise. And just like America, they would tell you that this place is the land of milk and honey, or AKA paradise. When they came over here to the Americas, what they found in a new world, they described it as what? Paradise. All right. So here, spiritually, discerning certain things, looking through the spirit, this here place, named Paradise. All right. Is just like here in America, which is also known as paradise. All right. But what? Just like this here paradise that we're about to look into, America's going to be burned the same way, and, ultimately it's going to be burned by thermonuclear missiles and them chariots. But, like the scriptures say, we're going to get into that, Yahweh Shai talking about he came to send fire on the earth, but what if there was already a fire lit, and there's already a fire already lit, you know what I'm saying? As you see over there, California, for a majority part of California, and a lot of the state is actually burning up, a lot of that land is being cleansed, I can think of a scripture, I think in the book of Joel, I believe it's either in Joel or Obadiah, asking if I think it's I'll look forward talking about burning Lebanon. Lebanon is not sufficient enough to burn, and one of the ways of dealing in your land, you supposed to basically how do they say, burn your fields or whatever, as far as replenishing the nutrients in the earth, But what does America do? They don't give the land Sabbaths and things like that. But what? The land is going to get all of its Sabbaths. The land is going to wind up being cleansed, and all the Sabbaths that Esau and missed and skipped and all that shit over here. Hey, the Lord is going to get all that is due to him. All right. This place is going to be turned into the lake of fire. All right. But nevertheless, I just wanted to bring this out, because there's some scriptures that, speak about all of this stuff, and the Lord showing us signs, when you watch a lot of this video. And again, as another subject touching on this, a lot of that footage that they showing you on the news that's coming from the news is not real footage. That's CGI in a damn, a studio, where you see the reporters and the lighting is all perfectly fine on them. Man, the cell phone footage and the raw footage that people is uploading is the real footage, When you look at their footage, like, it'll be like, broad daylight, but you can't see nothing because it's pitch black, because all the smoke and the fire, Just kind of like in this image that you see on the screen, That's what the real images look like. When you see these reporters and the light around them is perfectly fine, them motherfuckers is in studios, But not saying this is a conspiracy, like this shit's fake. But nevertheless, just discerning these shits, these the real images is quite horrifying. Just to imagine that that's what America is going to be looking like, for the time being, a certain remaining pockets, before you get devastated. This is what it's going to look like, You're going to see these so-called blue skies that was once blue, but they all now chemtrail, populated. Now it's going to start looking like this, So I wanted to bring this here article out and show some of these imagery some of this imagery and read a little bit about this, and then go into the scriptures to bring all this alive. All right. It says, California carnage, 42 dead in wildfires, 200 missing, 250,000 evacuated. Now, this is from November 13th. The numbers have gone way up from that. All right, I think it's like 71 that's accounted for dead and like 1,000 missing. All right. It says the death toll in California has risen to 42 and 228 people are still missing. Like I said, those numbers have skyrocketed since this article has been written. They're still missing as 3 major wildfires continue to sweep across the state. An estimated 250,000 people have been displaced from their homes, and that's the ultimate plan for Esau. You know, he's trying to get rid of these people off this land. But not touching on that, it says 13 more people were confirmed dead in the campfire. That's what they calling it. In Paradise. All right. And again, not really trying to go too far off topic from what this lesson is about. But again, come on, man. A campfire started this big ass fire that's roaming like that. What's the fuel source? You see what I'm saying? I mean, they ain't got no water, but all the rain being held offshore, you know. But also indicative, this name is called Paradise. The name of this place is Paradise, but Paradise is burning, you know. Just like all of America is going to be burning soon, you know. And a lot of America's food come from over there in California, you know. So, you know, that's where they would be doing the farming and not doing the land Sabbath. But what? The Most High is burning up all that land, you know, putting Esau in that spirit to burn up all that damn land. You know what I'm saying? And, hey, the land is starting to get its Sabbath now. But that ain't going to be nothing comparably to what's to come, you know. All of this that I'm bringing out, you know, in this article is just the best that I can do as far as imagery to bring forth to, like, those scriptures that we're about to go into, you know. It says 13 more people have been confirmed dead in the campfire in Paradise, Northern California, taking the toll in the area to 42, making the deadliest fire in California's history. It says Paradise, some 90 miles north of Sacramento, have been completely destroyed by the blaze, with authorities saying that up to 90% of the residents lost their homes. The death toll is expected to rise. Now, that's all we're going to read in the article. I'm going to show you some of these pictures, but now, just like I said, I'm bringing this here article out as far as a so-called preview. You know, if everything was, you know, let's say you wasn't living in America and you reading a newspaper after America's destroyed, you know, and just, you know, everything is fine where you at. You know, you just reading the paper, you know, like how we read Syria getting fucked up. You reading the paper about America getting fucked up. It reads something like this, you know, Paradise or America has been completely destroyed by a blaze, all right, that thermonuclear missile blaze, all right, with authorities saying up to 100% of everything destroyed. You know, that's what those papers would read like. But like I said, these things are all just, you know, showing us now what things are going to be like, you know. And here's some imagery here. You know, you see this here building burning up. And from a distance, you know, like the scripture says, standing afar off, you know, they're going to be looking at Babylon, looking at the smoke rising up. But what? In a distance, like I said, if you was in some pockets that wasn't quite hit yet, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't quite destroyed yet. Hey, man, and prior to those missiles, the thermonuclear missiles, because that shit's gonna come in 1 day, 1 hour. All that shit's gonna touch down all in a time space of 60 minutes. Every last missile gonna hit this damn earth and hit America in 60 minutes. All right, but prior to that, you gonna still see, you know, America gonna be burning like this, you know, from the beginning. Once that famine, you know, the famine of bread and stuff like that take place, and you got all out calamities and stuff like that popping off. All right, things is gonna get out of hand. You know, people gonna be shooting up stuff, blowing up stuff. All right, you know, just recently, man, go watch some 9/11 footage. You know, some actual news footage from that day of the buildings collapsing and stuff like that, and just put that in your mind. That's what it's gonna be like in that day. You're gonna be, you know, seeing skylines in your major cities and stuff like that, buildings just collapsing left and right. Shit, like all kind of chaos and stuff that you see in movies and stuff like that is gonna be an all-out nightmare, man. It's gonna be just all-out chaos and just crazy shit popping off, you know. All these people, like I said, don't worry about the news footage of the coverage of this, man. Just go online and look up a lot of the people, you know, they show it on the news as well, but people's cell phone footage, you know what I'm saying, hearing these people crying, screaming in their cars, like, oh my gosh, people are just going back, and as they driving through just like a valley of a wall of fire on both sides, it's just nothing but red and darkness over top of them. Then you find out it's like 12:30 in the afternoon, but all they see is an image like this over top of them. It's just red, black, and just smoke. All right, that's all that they can see from around them, and just a blaze. They just driving into a blaze, and there's a blaze on both sides of them and a blaze behind them. They don't know what they're gonna find at the end of the road. They've been driving for miles not to even know if, you know, the path that they driving to is completely cut off, and the path they just came from is currently being cut off, and they just trapped into a damn oven, you know, just to be baked alive. All right, let me just scroll down through some more of these images. Here's one of these. This is the dude. This is my boy right here. I believe Leonidas from 300. You know what I'm saying? Showing that all this shit then got burnt to the ground. You know what I'm saying? And now again, this ain't no regular ass forest fire, because when you look at when you actually go into all these fires over here and look at the damage that's being done, everything is burnt completely to the ground. All right, and you gotta ask what kind of heat can burn all that. But what I'm trying to show you again is these imageries. All right, so as you can just see here, you know, just put yourself in these shoes. You know, you walking through America, you know, being a pilgrim, run from here to there, and you just look up. You know what I'm saying? The biggest city that you see is just on fire like this. But yet you gotta walk into that city amongst everything burning up. Try to see what you can find, the salvage, you know what I'm saying, and keep just moving, you know, because everything gonna be burnt up into that day, all right? Trying to just mentally prepare your mind for what's going on, you know? If you, you know, hope, believe, and pray that you of that number of the elect, man, you're gonna be walking through all of this shit to see all of this shit, you know, because your rod ain't coming into them nukes is starting to come down, all right? Right when them nukes is starting to explode around your ass is when your exit route is available for you to take, all right? So you're gonna have to wind up going through this great tribulation, you know what I'm saying? So these are some of the images and the things you're gonna have to be prepared for, all right? And what these people, these regular everyday ass people don't realize, when we out on the highways and the byways, they look at us like we crazy, talking about thermonuclear destruction, Jacob's trouble, and all these calamities coming, you know? They don't understand that. But when they living out there in the California wildfires, all right, let's just say that this is a regular ass campfire or a natural disaster, some real shit, that like the way that they portraying it. Not saying it's not actually happening, but everything is the way that they saying it's happening like that. It's just randomly happening, you know. Now, when you watch these videos of these people, the ones that they posting, all right, you hear that they cries and they screams and just the pure agony of these people right before, moments before they die and shit like that, or moments before they believe that they're about to die. They don't know what's going on. You just hear them crying and sobbing. You just hear, you know, everything in reality that they held to a high esteem is just gone. You know what I'm saying? That Miss America and all her life was about the beauty pageant, this and that, and oh my gosh, and Hollywood stars, because a lot of this shit is burning up all these Hollywood celebrities. Like, let me go up. Where is it? Right here. It says, with Malibu being home to many of the rich and famous, it is unsurprising that several celebrities have been affected by the Woodsley blaze. Neil Young, Robin Thicke, Gerard Butler, Miley Cyrus is among those who lost homes in the coastline. I believe the Kardashians and shit like that too. But nevertheless, you see what I'm saying? All for one, these are them celebrities. This ain't really going through the hood and shit like that. But hey, man, the Lord is moving right now. The Lord is bringing judgment upon this here place, man. The Lord is making it known that who his prophets are, all right? All the things that he got his prophets out there saying is coming to pass. And he's showing these signs beforehand, all right? But nobody's taking heed to these signs. But like I was saying, man, everybody think everything is all fine and dandy today in the middle of these calamities, all right? Today in the middle of these damn fires, while we over here telling you America going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, and some of these people don't believe that the missiles exist and that all this fire and destruction could happen, but yet they're in the middle of you know, these California wildfires, and they driving through a fucking wall and valley of, you know how we walked through the Red Sea and it was we walked through like a valley, you know what I'm saying, on dry ground at the bottom of the damn sea, on a sea floor, all right, but yet there was a wall from wall to wall, like walking through the Grand Canyon, full of water on both sides of us, all right? This the same thing, but with fire on both sides of their ass, fire on both sides of them, in front of them and behind them, you know? Like I said, everything go out the window, man. All their beliefs and everything they held high, just they realize that there's a power, or they might not even be smart enough to realize that shit, but they know that there's something way higher than them and they can't do nothing but realize that whatever it is that's going to deliver them has got to come from outside of them. They like a child in that point in time. You know what I'm saying? When you see some shit like that, you just realize that there's nothing you can do but cry out, you know? And if you wise, you know what I'm saying? And if you are the children of Israel, you will cry out to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. You know, another one of those scenarios, 9/11. All right, all those people walking around, you know, you talk about conspiracies, this and that. Oh, that ain't gonna happen. Why would your government want to do this and that? You know, all of that shit go out the window when you start seeing them buildings collapse and all that damn dust and debris start flying. You know, them buildings collapse and you inside them buildings and all you hear is boom, 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 boom. You know, I would implore brothers to watch video footage of that and hear them people screams and runs and just see, not no conspiracy type of shit. Just watch the videos of the actual collapse and the stuff from that day. Just look at the accounts of the people in those areas. You know, there was a large explosion in China, you know, a while back, a couple years back, you know, where there were these two Chinese people in their apartment, 2 or 3 Chinese people in their apartment, probably like a husband and a wife and a third male, you know, and you hear them screaming, and it look like a gas station on fire, and then all of a sudden it just explode really big, and then it explodes again, and there's a bright ass flash of bright light, and it explodes, you know? And it's just like the whole city just caught on fire around them, and it's raining fire on these people, you know? The whole metropolitan city, and then in this high rise, and it's just, what it looks like is explosions around them, you know? So you have to put yourself in these scenarios that, you know, Jacob's trouble, man. And it's going to be a day like never before. So all the all the worst, dramatic, fucked up shit that you can ever possibly think of that happened on the planet Earth is going to be like all that mixed, all into one, you know? One after another, all simultaneously, all at the same time, man. You're going to be having these damn fires and shit breaking out, whether it be of so-called natural fires, pipelines and shit, oil line, gas lines breaking down, all kind of crazy shit. It's just crazy shit randomly happening because, you know, like we have hurricanes and floods like that, you have certain things that just catch fire, you know? But when you don't have a society that's together, fire departments and things like that, and people, you know, just worried about eating, ain't nobody gonna be there to put this stuff out, man. So all this stuff is gonna be just burning, all right? All this stuff is gonna just be being destroyed, you know, from so-called natural disasters and just fires taking place from random things going on, all right? And none of this got nothing to do with the nukes. The nukes ain't even been, you know what I'm saying, even been thought of as an option yet, all right? We all talking about the famines, Jacob trouble, all right, martial law, all these things that's a runner-up to all these things, all right? These are the days that we coming into right now, all right? So we're going to start out here in the book of Luke, chapter 12. I'm going to start at verse 51, you know, dealing with Yahushua's return. So that's the time we in now, man. We looking up for salvation is very nigh, all right? Yahushua is on his way, you know, with Amua, that damn, whatever the fuck they want to call it, you know what I'm saying? It's coming, they call it a scout, you know, that messenger, you know, Yahushua coming, the sign of the Son of Man is in the heavens, you know? The nukes is being pushed heavily. You know what I'm saying? Chariots is being exposed heavily on the news and more sightings. You know what I'm saying? The RFID chip is being pushed heavily. This B system is being turned on and implemented. You know, these currencies is being thrown out the window for new cryptocurrencies to take place. All right, so all these things is right here at the door. So what? Yahushua is on his way. All right, so the time and the prep of his return, what it's going to look like, all right? This is Luke 12 and 51. It says, suppose ye that I've come to give peace on earth. I tell you, nay, but rather division. All right. And I wanted to bring that because when Yahushua return, man, it's not going to be a nice sight, man. The Lord is not coming back, you know what I'm saying, to bring flowers and roses, man. The Lord coming back to bring devastation, death, and pain. All right. The only peace that the Lord is coming back is for the elect. He bringing rest to the elect in the 1/3, you know, the 144,000 and the 1/3 that's going to be delivered. But beyond that, and that's such a small, minute number comparably to the rest of the people on the planet Earth, man, there's nothing going to be death, destruction, and hell and pain for you people, man. All right, it's death and destruction that's coming. All right, so the Lord is coming back not to bring so-called flowers and roses, but straight pure hell on the earth. All right, so let me go back up to verse 49. Verse 49. All right, and so with the Lord returning with his wrath, all right, and his great power, all right. This is Luke 12 and 49. It says, this Yahushua still speaking. It says, I am come to send fire on the earth. So again, going to verse 51, where it says, suppose ye that I come to give peace on earth, I tell you, nay, but rather division. So Yahushua said, look, bro, I didn't come to send peace on the earth, but what? A sword, basically, you know. I came to send forth a sword, devastation, and fire. All right. Verse 49 again, it says, I have come to send fire on the earth. And what will I if it already be kindled? All right. So, you know, looking at that in two different ways, you know, spiritually and physically, you know, a fire, you know, which physically burns and devours stuff. You can look at that in a so-called, like a so-called mean way. Like, like, let's say you mad in your office, you know, people in a computer desk office and shit like that, they go postal and shit. They go ham on the computer screens and everything like that. It's like a fire burning up everything, you know, you done fucked up everything, right? Destroying everything. But the Lord said, look, I ain't come to send peace on earth, but basically a sword, you know? So I'm coming here to come fuck up every damn thing, you know, just as if I set a fire off in this room, it's gonna fuck everything up, all right? You know, speaking on spiritually, metaphorically, you know, speaking as an analogy, but also in the same physical sense. He literally coming to do that as well. You know, not only is he spiritually coming to and metaphorically coming to fuck everything up on the earth that's already fucked up, but set it awry and put it all in order, but he's literally coming to do that, to cleanse the whole earth. You know, he got to get rid of everything to rebuild, you know. You got an old dilapidated building that's falling apart and everything, but you about to build a whole 9/11. All right, those buildings was all trash and everything. But what did they had to do before they rebuilt the building? They had to destroy everything else, clean up the whole mess, you know, tear out the old pipings or whatever was left up under that building, you know, completely remove, you know, destroy and remove all the remnant of the old to rebuild the new. All right. So that's what Yahushua is coming to do right now. All right. Real quick, let me grab that precept just to hit home with that. This is Isaiah 24. I'm gonna start at the top real quick. It says, "Behold, Yahweh maketh the earth empty; he maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof." All right, so it says, "The Lord maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste." All right, as far as like, you know, it's spring cleaning, man. We got to clean the house. We got to, you know, take everything down and lift up the bed and, you know, sweep up under that, you know. And when you're doing that massive house cleaning, you got to pull everything out first. The house going to probably get way worse, dirtier, all right, before it get clean. You know what I'm saying? You got to open up the cabinets, throw out all that old shit, sort through all that, then put everything back in. You know, you got to take all the old cans out, you know, all the cans out, wipe down the inside of the counter. So you making everything destroyed first and then putting it back in order properly, so everything in a clean fashion. All right, the whole earth is fucked up, so the Lord got to come back and cleanse it all. All right, so from verse 1 for time's sake down to let me see, 1 and 2 is basically talking about everything is wasted, everything fucked up and corrupted, basically. You know, first he started out with the earth, but then he's going down to the people, the minds, everything is corrupted. All right, so verse 3 it says, "The land shall be," now this is, you know, everything fucked up, so now we got to fix it all, right? The house is completely destroyed, or 9/11. The World Trade Center, it got blown up. Everything is a mess out in the street. Well, we got to clean everything up and tear up all the old remnant of the old building before we start rebuilding a new building, all right? So that's what the Lord is saying basically about the whole earth, all right? It says, verse 3, "The land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled, for Yahweh has spoken this word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languish and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish." All right. So basically, let me keep reading. "The earth is also defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws and changed the ordinance and broken the everlasting covenant." Talking about Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, you know, and as the king are, so is his people, basically. All right. Esau done fucked up the whole planet earth. All right. Going back up to verse 1. "Behold, the Yahweh maketh the earth empty and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth the inhabitants abroad the inhabitants thereof." The Lord had to wipe and wash everything clean because Esau done fucked everything up. All right. So going down to verse 6, "Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth. They that dwell thereon are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men are left." And what is that curse? That's that curse that goeth forth over the whole, well, it's two curses that goeth forth over the whole earth. Well, you have thermonuclear missiles, the ICBM missiles, for one, but then you also have them chariots. All right. And both of these instruments is going to be used to burn up this here landmass America. All right. So that's all I wanted to grab with that. Yeah, that's all I wanted to grab. Hang on. Right. Okay. This is, not to go too far off. Isaiah 24:19, "The earth is utterly broken down, and the earth is clean, dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly." Let me read one more. "The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it. They shall fall and not rise again." Speaking on Esau, Edom, and these thermonuclear missiles, making the earth reel to and fro as they all touch down and hit over here in America and turn it to the lake of fire. But going back up to verse 19, "The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean, dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly." And that's the Most High raining them nukes down here on America, paradise, fully cleaning it, purifying this here land. All right. And which is not going to be inhabited again. But what the Most High said, look, all this has got to be cleansed. You know, the land has been polluted by the blood. So the blood of the he that shed it got to be spilt on this land to cleanse it. And plus, from defiling every damn thing, it's all got to be burnt up. Plus, the land needs his rest in its land Sabbath. So the Most High is going to, you know what I'm saying, get all that back. And what? The earth is not going to be destroyed by water no more, but by fire. So what? All this Babylon is going to be burned with fire, basically. All right, it's going to be burned down to the ground with fire. Ultimately, by the thermonuclear missiles and the the chariots. But Yahushua said, what? I come to set fire on the earth, all right, with the chariots and the thermonuclear weapons. But what if there's already a fire that's been lit on the earth, all right? There's already a fire that's already here that's going to be kindled, all right? And as you seeing it in California, as they're starting to burn down America, all right? From there, we're going to go to the book of Joel, chapter 2. I'm going to read verse 3. It says, a fire... Now, a lot of these scriptures that I'm bringing out ultimately is talking about these thermonuclear missiles. But that's the end-all, be-all. But again, like we read in the book of Luke, Yahushua come to send forth a fire on the earth, all right? But at the end-all, be-all is going to be a fire already lit. All right, he coming with the chariots and the nukes, but at the end, before that, it's already gonna be a fire lit. So as you know what these nukes is gonna do. Like I'm reading in this here article. All right, this article is basically a preview of what all of America is gonna be, and these fires that's already lit is gonna be a preview to what ultimately these thermonuclear missiles is gonna produce over here. All right, some people gonna have to be able to witness this and remember this shit in their mind. It's going to be really nothing for your ass to just die by a thermonuclear missile, especially if you real close up on that shit. By the time you see that blonde and white light, your ass might just die from that shit. Your ass might die from the pressure before the heat even hit your ass. You know what I'm saying? You might not even spontaneously combust before your ass die. All right. But what the Most High going to make you, if you get down that far, you're going to have to witness some of this shit. You're going to have to witness his judgment, man. You're going to know his name is Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right. So Joel 3:2 says, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. All right. Again, speaking of those thermonuclear missiles. And another way to think about this is when those nuclear missiles go off, or any bomb, all right, from the epicenter of the bomb outwardly, that's how they spread in a circular fashion and form. It's a perfect circle, and it expands north, south, east, and west, and everything in between at the same rate. Just like as a circle, you drop a rock into the water and see the ring, it goes out as a circle, same way. So as you can imagine, it says a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. All right, so in front of them and behind them is a fire. But what in ground zero, where it comes out, like I said, you throw a rock into the water, you see that ring or that ripple effect. Where the rock is at, everything is spreading forth from out the middle of that. But just imagine that's going to be that fire coming up, and everything from the center on out going to be burnt out. All right, meaning everything roundabout being burned down to the ground. All right. It says, the land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. Now, again, this is talking about those thermonuclear missiles coming and burning up this here land over here, all right? Talking about these nuclear missiles touching down, and as you see that mushroom cloud go up and that ring of fire and everything go out outwardly is burning everything up, all right? Now, before the nukes come down, everything is perfectly fine over here, but then after, everything is completely destroyed. But it says... the land is as the Garden of Eden before them, meaning two different things, that the land is, again, perfectly fine. Just like you look outside right now, the land perfectly fine. All right. And it ain't burnt up, as you see them pictures of California, that shit is desolate, but also this land also over here is like Eden. All right. This land is like paradise, especially comparably to a lot of the other nations, where everything is at. This is the glory of the kingdoms, Babylon. All right. So this land is like also known as, it is Babylon, the glory of the kingdoms, for one. Also another way of saying it is paradise, all right? America, paradise, the land of Eden, paradise right now. But what? It's starting to, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. You know what I'm saying? Take balm for her pains. You know what I'm saying? We gonna make America great again. This place is crumbling and decaying, man. This place is falling. And what? The fire is already being lit for that thermonuclear finish off, all right? So... continuing on, verse 3 again, Joel 2:3, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, nothing shall escape them. So as we was reading that older article that wasn't updated from, the new update on that, they said 90% of that place has been burned down to the ground, and ultimately America is going to be 100% burned down to the ground. All right. There's going to be nothing left over here. All right. From here, we're going to go to the book of Malachi, chapter 4. I'm going to read from the top. It says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith Yahweh of hosts, but it shall leave them neither root nor branch. All right, so let me continue on reading. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise. So, okay, let me just read verse 1. All I wanted was verse 1. Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly shall be stubble. and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith Yahweh of hosts. It shall leave them neither root nor branch. All right, so ultimately, again, talking about the thermonuclear missiles, you know, not leaving them root nor branch. No man shall dwell therein, neither the son of man. All right. And their widow shall not lament them, because all basically he gonna cut off the son and the nephew. All right. Basically they're neither root nor branch. Again, neither root nor branch. You know what I'm saying? Cutting off that seed line of all these Edomites. They're gonna all be burnt up over here. All right. Save their elites. They going into captivity. They gonna reproduce to bring their sons back into captivity. But the rest of these people, they're going to all be burned up. All right. But another thing that I wanted to bring out was, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. All right. Now, as you watching, like I said, if you want to see footage of that California fire, all right, the best ones to look at is the cell phone video and just live video of people uploading it on the internet. Regular, everyday ass Joes, you know. There's a lot of videos circulating of people driving through, like I said, like a valley of fire, you know, fire in front of them and fire on the sides of them and fire behind them, you know. And what kind of effect would that leave you? You know, an oven effect, like you in the oven just baking. You know what I'm saying? From side to side, front to back. You know, it's like you got the oven on 450. You know what I'm saying? You open that door and then that heat wave just come out at your ass and it's just baking you from all sides around. You know, same is gonna be in that day. You know, and like I said, if you want to preview what's going on, just ask those people out there in California in the Paradise Fire. You know, round about them all the way around is burning, front, back, side to side. It's like an oven. You know. They driving through on a road where they not on fire, but yet everything around them is on fire, you know? It's like they inside of a enclosed heated box, all right? And all of America from border to border is going to be a damn lake of fire, basically, you know? From one ocean to the other ocean, from one border to the other border, it's going to be nothing but fire from all these nukes just hitting it over here, all right? Now let me grab one more. We're going to close out in the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 8. Well, I'll read verse 8, actually. It says, behold, the eyes of Yahweh power are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it off the face of the earth, saving I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith Yahweh. All right, you know, and again, that's talking about, you know, that sinful kingdom is America. It's going to be utterly destroyed by fire, you know. But I'm going to jump up to verse 5. It says, and Yahweh power of hosts is he that toucheth the land. It shall melt, and all that dwell therein shall mourn. And it shall rise up wholly like a flood, and shall be drowned as by the floods of Egypt. You know, I don't want to bring that out because, you know, they have some footage and they telling you about how this fire is spreading basically like a flood coming down. Like if you had, you know, a massive amount of water sitting on top of these mountains, it's just rolling down the mountains as like a flood, you know, a fast moving flood, but just a fire, you know, and that's how all this stuff is playing out over there. You know, it's just like a massive wall of a flood. A fire just coming, devouring everything rapidly, you know? Everything is getting swallowed up, you know what I'm saying? It's like the tsunami of Japan, but yet fire, you know? It's moving rapidly and burning everything up, all right? But what does verse 8 say? You know, the eyes of the Most High are upon that sinful kingdom, all right? Saying he will destroy it off the face of the earth, all right? Then going back to the book of Luke, we're going to close out with this. We're going to go back to the book of Luke and, you know, in where we started, you know, because, you know, like I said, a lot of this is talking about the nuclear missiles, but what? Yahweh Shah said, Salakia. I don't know, where was that? 50, I think. 49. Luke 12 and 49. Or 51. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth. I tell you nay, but rather division. All right. So despite the division part, you know what I'm saying? You know, we can, you know, you can go into that too, but that's a different topic, you know, because talking about, let me read, I'll read it down for the division part. It says, verse 52, For from henceforth there shall be 5 and 1 house divided, 3 against 2 and 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son against the father, the mother against the daughter against the mother-in-law against the daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. You know, and first and foremost, speaking on the men of the Lord, you know, you try to tell your family about this, you know, the enemy's going to be there in your household, you know, and then people finding out about the truth, you know what I'm saying, people bucking up against it, and just the scarcity of food and things like that, you know. The Lord is about to bring division amongst these people in their households, you know. They got a lot of people doing a lot of wickedness, you know, especially a lot of our people coming out being trannies and shit, all kind of crazy shit, you know, dividing up the households, you know. And that's what it's talking about dividing, you know, there being a division. But nevertheless, it says, suppose I've come to give peace on the earth. I tell you, nay. And that was the point I wanted to grab. The Lord is not coming back with flowers and dandelions and bringing peace on the earth. All right. Verse 49, Luke 12:49, it says, I've come to send fire on the earth via thermonuclear missiles in those chariots, you know. It says, I am coming to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it already be kindled, you know? It's like saying, bro, I came, let me see. I can't, like, I'm going to give you some money, but what is my money compared with your money? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to donate some money, like Bill Gates' birthday tomorrow, right? I'm going to send Bill Gates $100 in the mail for his birthday or some shit, right? But what is my little $100 to Bill Gates' money? You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have put in, but shit, y'all already got the shit. You know what I'm saying? I would have threw you some gas money, but you already topped off. You on full. You see what I'm saying? You already good. So, you know what I'm saying? My little bit of shit ain't really going to help. But really, we know that, you know, the Yahushua fire is going to be a whole different type of fire and a whole different degree of and everything. But he's basically saying, like, look, I came to set this bitch on fire. But, I mean, y'all going to already be used to fire. Everything going to be already burning up. And as you see in California, they already experiencing this. You know, year after year on in, their regular wildfires are becoming more and more and more, how do you say, more and more vicious and dangerous and things like that. Now, instead of having a fire season, they having, you know, a year-round, you know, wildfires, you know, and droughts and things like that, you know, making this wildfire thing, how do you say, of epidemic proportion, you know. But what, these are all the signs that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is showing us, all right, to know that these prophecies that we reading, you know, is sure, and none of his words is gonna fall in vain. I should stay right where I was at. I'm gonna close right here. This is Luke 10:21. In that hour Yahushua rejoiced in spirit and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, that thou hast hid these things from the wise and the prudent, and have revealed them unto babes. Even so, Father, it seemed good in thy sight. You know, there's a lot of these so-called truthers on the internet right now that's going crazy and all kind of different things, you know. There's a couple of people I get get a little information and updates on, you know, the 5G stuff that's going on and with these new waves and stuff like that. And, you know, there's people talking about chariot sightings, and then there's people talking about the economic collapse. There's people talking about the war, all these different things, but they don't really know. You know, they know that, you know, catastrophic end is at hand, but they don't quite know the whole gist of it. You know, they only seeing way in small bits and pieces, whereas, you know what I'm saying, we seen the whole thing all together. You know, we know how so-called UFOs is tied into let's say the RFID chip. All right, we know how, let's say, UFOs is tied into nuclear weapons and race wars and things like that. These are all prophecies to the end and the downfall of Esau, Edom, and the return of Yahushua. You know, these people don't understand these things. You know, we know that these things are all happening because it was all written as prophecy. All right, all these are signs for the coming day of judgment, you know, when Yahushua returns. All right, so it says, reading that again, Luke 10:21. In that hour, Yahushua rejoiced in spirit and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, that thou hast hid these things from the wise and the prudent. You know, the people you would think in this society would know what's going on. All right, and these people who's buying so-called, you know, stories about, now I ain't gonna say that they own, but like, oh yeah, we know about aliens and this and that, and there's colonies out here on these planets and they inhabiting this and that. You know, I would normally say that, hey man, they on some bullshit, it ain't nothing out there. But nevertheless, what the scriptures say, in my Father's house there are many mansions, you know, and I go to prepare a place for you, you know, and knowing that Yahushua and the elect created, you know, this here earth. Hey man, that's not far-fetched to believe that if they are seeing some stuff out there, that's, you know, the Lord preparing these places for us. But nevertheless, a lot of these people are off their damn rocker, don't know what the hell they talking about. Oh yeah, we got this and we got that, and we're gonna be able to do this and we're gonna be able to do that. They don't know that this is all the destruction. They think that they about to advance, but they don't really know that this is that trick bag, you know. So blessed are your eyes that's able to see these things. Blessed are your eyes that's able to see the spiritual discernment and certain things like paradise burning. You know, the significance of that there wildfire and the significance of all of that. You know, the Most High is showing us signs that this is the time that Babylon is about to be burned with fire. You know, we coming into those days. All right. Let me jump down real quick to verse 23. And he turned unto his disciples privately. He turned unto his disciples and said privately, blessed are the eyes which see the things that you see. All right. And, you know, that's what I'm telling you right now. Blessed are your eyes, for being able to discern these things, see these things, understand these things, all right? Because the average person don't. They call us kooks and crazy and things like that, conspiracy theorists and stuff like that. But yet, the things that we say, they all come to pass, It says, verse 24, for I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see those things which you see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which you hear and have not heard them, And just like this article we're going into about the paradise fire, a lot of these people got their eyes on the paradise fire, but they're not even putting it together that's, spiritually showing the preview of what's about to happen to Babylon the Great, paradise, Babylon the Great, the glory of the kingdoms, the mother of harlots over the whole earth, that was arrayed in purple and scarlet and gold, that was the glory of the kingdoms, paradise. This place is about to be burned with fire. They can't even see that, they just think, everything gonna bounce back. America gonna be good. They're gonna probably impeach Trump, or they're gonna get Trump out of office. They're gonna get rid of these elite bankers. They're gonna drain the swamp. Everything gonna be good. They're gonna just go off into the sunset. They're gonna overthrow the government, to get rid of the dark state and purge everything. No, they don't realize, because they can't see. They spiritually blinded, So, rejoice and be glad, give all praise and thanks to Yahweh Shem Yahushua that you can see and understand these things, and also be humble and stay in the right spirit, and be merciful, because the Most High can always close your eyes back up and make you blind to all these things, make you not believe that the nukes exist and things like that, man. There's so much stuff coming out that, faith is out the window nowadays. Everything's like you can see it to believe it now. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that you should have faith in is that you're going to call on Yahweh Shem Yahushua and be delivered. Everything else has been made plain obvious, You don't have to have faith that the RFID chip is the microchip, because obviously you see not only are they creating that, pushing that, selling that, but they also got the system that's working, hand in hand with that, You don't have to have faith that the thermonuclear missiles exist and that they're going to be used as these arrows to burn Babylon with fire, because why? You see them building this arsenal up, all right? You can see all these things, all right? But with that, we're going to go ahead and close out, you know what I'm saying? Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying into the elect. I just wanted to point out a visualization to the things that's coming. You know what I'm saying? That's one more precept. I just wanted to give a visualization to this that's coming to prepare your minds. All right, this is Jeremiah 30:7. It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, and he shall be saved out of it. Not speaking too much on Jacob's trouble, but just know that there's a day coming that's going to be like no other day before. Since there was a nation on the planet Earth, this day is going to be far off, far beyond all the other days that was before the earth. All right. This Daniel 12:1. At that time shall Michael stand up, that great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such was since there was a nation, even to the same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. So again, the point I wanted to touch on was there's going to be a time like never before. It's going to be the most horrific time, all right? So you could think about 9/11, buildings collapsing, all right? And then you think about these California fires, Man, imagine both of them at the same time, all right? Then imagine, Hiroshima and Nagasaki all simultaneously at the same time, man. That's what we coming into, So I just wanted to bring this here lesson out with those imagery and giving you things to think about and look at, to prepare your mind, for what's coming, We read about this all the time, but sometimes visually it helps out to be able to see an image, and that imagery is being put out, to, for the elect's sake, basically, all these things is designed for the elect, man. All right, so with that, we're going to go ahead and close out. Say, Kal Halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakak Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for your Akim pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Stay strong. Shalom.